Hey guys, so I'm back today. Godfrey is with me. He just can't let me be on the bed by myself. He always needs to be here with his mommy, right? With his mommy. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing a video today that I think my girl Kiara Rose started. I'm not positive, but I have seen it floating around here on YouTube, and I thought it would be interesting for me to share my personal tattoos that I wanted but didn't get. I like watching these. So I have a list on my phone, and there's actually like way more than this, but these are just the ones that I found to be most interesting, I guess. And I'm gonna include pictures when I can so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so some of these tattoos I'm like super glad I didn't get. Some of them I wouldn't really care if I had them or not. So I guess I'll start with like one of the first tattoos I wanted when I was like 14, which I am so glad, Mom, if you are watching this, thank you for not letting me get tattoos at 14. I wanted like the scene bats on my hips. They look like this. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I wanted those just like black tattooed like on my hips, and so I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I didn't. I like bats. I have a bat tattoo, but like not the scene bats. So the second thing I wanted, well, I'm not really going in order, but another thing that I wanted, so you guys know the My Chemical Romance, well, if you've been following me for a while, you know I have the My Chemical Romance, like Demolition Liver is tattooed on the back of my calves. It's like they're in cameos. I originally was going to get those actually on my forearms, like one here and one here, and I'm so glad I didn't, because like it would have kind of messed up my sleeves. Like it wouldn't really go with, I guess it would go with this one, but it wouldn't go with this one. So I'm actually really glad I decided to get it on the back of my legs. I originally, like when I went to get them drawn up the first time, it was like 6 months before my 18th birthday, and that's the placement I had set for them, but then I ended up changing my mind, and I'm glad I did. Okay, another tattoo that I wanted, which I'm very glad I didn't get, I wanted a quote, and it said, "These bones are mere accessories," and I wanted it on like right here, like "These bones are mere accessories," like written here, and it's from an Envy on the Coast song, and that was literally, I only knew 2 Envy on the Coast songs, so I don't know why I wanted that tattooed on me. I used to be very bony. I used to be like obsessed with like super skinny, like bony like looks on everyone, so I liked the quote, like "These bones are mere accessories," but it I mean, it wouldn't really apply to me anymore because I'm not bony anymore, so I don't know. And also, like, having a quote from a band that I wasn't really, like, I didn't even know more than 2 songs, like, I'm, no. So, I have these scissors on the palms of my hand, and I've mentioned this before, but originally, my original idea when I was 16, I believe, when I started cosmetology school, was to get the scissors on the tops of my hands. And again, I'm really glad I didn't do that, because it would have left, like, a lot of empty space on the tops of my hands. And I just really love my hand tattoos. I love the way they look. I love the way they fill up like my hands. And also I wouldn't have been able to get my knuckles tattooed because I would have had like the blades here. So I'm glad I chose the palm placement. Oh, this one. Okay. This was like another tattoo idea that I had when I was like 16, which I think like everyone like wanted this as their first tattoo. I wanted like a bird cage on my side, like opened with like the bird flying out onto my back, to symbolize like my freedom of becoming 18. And again, glad I didn't do that. A, just because it's kind of like a generic thing that a lot of people were getting, and also just because, I don't know, I want something else there. It would have kind of interfered with like a back piece, even though I do have 2 tattoos there now that will interfere with a back piece, but I don't know, it's just not something I would really want now. If I had it, I wouldn't be like super mad, but I'm kind of glad I didn't get it, you know? So another tattoo that I wanted, excuse me, Godfrey, can you stop licking me just for a minute? Another tattoo that I wanted, and I wouldn't be sad if I did get it, but I like what I got better. I used to want, on like the inside of my hands, like this, I wanted "Hopeless Romantic," like written on my inner knuckle, so it would be like HOPELESS, except, well, HOPELESS, and then the bottom ones would say romantic, ROMANTIC, and then I wanted like a half of a broken heart on each hand. So when I did this, it would say like "Hopeless Romantic" with a broken heart. I still think it's cute, but it's kind of cliche. I don't know. I mean, I'd be happy if I had it, but that idea kind of went away. Oh, you know what it was? I was gonna get it done at a tattoo convention, and then I was like at that point already in a relationship for like 6 months, so I felt kind of bad getting like a tattoo that said hopeless romantic when like I wasn't hopeless. You know what I mean? Whatevs. So I have a tattoo on my side that says I see humans but no humanity, and originally when I was thinking of getting that, I wanted to get like a realistic human eye and an animal eye, or like one or the other, just like a realistic eye. And I'm super glad I didn't do that, just because A, like realism doesn't fit with like any of my other tattoos, and I also think it's just like a weird place to have an eyeball tattooed, you know? So just not into it. Glad I didn't do it. Another thing I wanted was an Edward Scissorhands portrait. I think these are really fucking cool and really beautiful, and there's definitely a possibility in the future of me getting an Edward Scissorhands tattoo, but again, not a portrait, like not a realistic one. Again, realism just doesn't go with my style. I think the tattoos are beautiful, just not something I want to wear personally on my body. So I wouldn't be upset if I had it, it just kind of wouldn't go, you know? Whew, okay, this is a tough one to talk about. I have a tattoo for an ex-boyfriend that he did on me after we weren't dating anymore. It was kind of during our last like fling that we had on and off for 8 years, I believe, and he was my first love, so I decided to let him put a tattoo on me, and I don't regret the tattoo at all. I'm really glad I have it. It definitely symbolizes a chapter of my life that I will never forget. But originally I was gonna have him put his initial or initials in the tattoo. And I'm glad I decided not to do that, just because, I don't know, I feel like that would just be a little harder for me now that I have like another boyfriend, even though their name starts with the same letter, so I could just kind of like make it work. But I don't know, I think it might be hurtful. Like, he knows I have a tattoo for my ex, but I think it might be kind of hurtful to have like the initials, because that's like a little more blatantly obvious. So, you know, the tattoo is for him, and I never want to forget about his existence and all the things he put me through and how much I grew as a person because of him. But I'm glad I didn't put the initial. If I had it, I wouldn't be upset about it, but just for like my boyfriend's sake, I'm glad I didn't do it. So another tattoo that I wanted was like the classic mom heart with like the arrow through it. Again, would not be upset if I had this, but I like the tattoo that I got from my mom better in her own handwriting. It's just a little more special. Not to say that I wouldn't get like the classic mom heart somewhere in the future, but I'm glad that I went with what I went with instead of the mom heart. And the last one I'm going to talk about today, like I said, there were more, but there's like long stories behind them, like matching tattoos with friends that I wanted to get and stuff like that. But the last one I'm going to talk about is a Cookie Monster tattoo. So I was going to get literally like a Cookie Monster eating a cookie tattooed on my leg. Obviously not in blue, but this was like a few years ago, just because like I always kind of called myself a Cookie Monster. Like, people around me always called me a Cookie Monster because I have such like a big sweet tooth, and I just really like love cookies. But looking back, I'm actually really glad I didn't get it, just because like it's Sesame Street, and I don't even like Sesame Street. I was never like super into Sesame Street, so it's like, even though the Cookie Monster thing is cute, like I really don't care about Sesame Street. So, well, Godfrey hears people outside, so I'm very, very sorry. I've been trying to get him to be quiet for like 5 minutes to film this outro. But those are all the tattoos I wanted but didn't get. Some I'm glad I didn't get, some I'm indifferent about. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching and hearing my stories. Sorry about the dog though. I swear he's really so quiet, but when I'm filming, he's like, surprise! Thanks, bud. Alright guys, stay sassy, I'll talk to you soon, and I love you. Bye.